Chillmonger, my thoughts on the Bad Batch so far. Episode 1, I turn on Disney Plus and what? It's a 90-minute episode. It was a long episode. Okay, cool. And I'm watching this. I'm thinking, this is just like Revenge of the Sith, extended cut, behind the scenes, extra bonus footage. We're getting to see how the Bad Batch got to experience the whole Execute Order 66. And unfortunately, one of the members of Bad Batch went, villainous, and the others could make it. Cool, that's a great premise, but what are we going to replace that member with? Omega? Her name is Omega? She's a clone who I think may have the Force. Let's just cut to the chase. And I wouldn't be opposed to it. I want them to say she has the Force, right? But don't make it seem like it was an easy way to figure out, because, where are the other clones who could move things and use the Force and have high metachlorians in their blood? The answer to why she is the one who can use the Force is she's like one out of thousands of clones. They killed all of her brothers, or sisters I should say, and that's why she's the only one who can use the Force, if she's the one who can actually use the Force. So give me a clone who can use the Force, but just tell me that it was random, it was luck, it was a statistical anomaly. Everyone else died. That makes the villain even more villainous. Who was in charge of it? Tarkin. The bad thing about Tarkin is we know his fate. He is going to make it all the way 17 years later until New Hope. But that's cool. Tarkin, bro, I gotta watch all of his episodes in Clone Wars. This is making me want to revisit Clone Wars. I've seen all of Clone Wars. I've seen all of season 4 of Rebels. I kind of tuned in late. I do need to rewatch Rebels now, or watch it technically, and actually watch every single episode, because I haven't seen every single episode of Rebels, but I don't understand. I know what happens because I'm in the loop. That's the first episode, and that's amazing. Second episode, it's just a regular 25-minute. They visit that clone who chose on his own free will not to be a fighter and did his own thing and went to that planet. Was it Felucia or was it Onderon? It was Felucia, wasn't it? So he's there. What happened when Execute Order 66 happened? The chip is removed from his head? Is he too far away? I don't know how that happened. But they're talking about on this planet how you gotta have a chain code and everyone is just a number, and why we shouldn't be registering. And I'm like, this is amazing because it's happening in the real world. There's conversations about passports, and when you put it in fiction and you put the right music behind the right character and you watch it from a certain person's perspective, you know who the good guy is and who the bad guys are. And in real life, I feel like it's the exact opposite, where no, everyone should be vaccinated and everyone should get this vaccine passport because you're not being safe and you're killing old people. And when I really feel like it's the opposite. I love how it's doing this, and I'm sure this isn't the Disney message, but it just so happens when they were writing this show last year, this is how the plot came out. The same thing kind of happened with Falcon and Winter Soldier, where there was a outbreak of sickness and they had to write that one out because it mirrored real life. But the thing is, with these shows, they're making the real life governments and everyone look like the bad guys, which is crazy. Crazy isn't the right word. It's eye-opening and it's amazing. I'm one of those guys, yeah. So, episode 2, it wasn't a hit episode. It wasn't anything amazing, but it continued the story. I really thought Omega was going to join that clone who left, but no, she's part of the crew. You guys made 4 passes accidentally. They made 5 passes instead of 4 passes, and she's so innocent. Anyway, she's going to be with the Bad Batch now. And that adds to this show. And I hope this gets to season 2. And every time the credits hit and it says Star Wars was created by George Lucas, and then it mentions the 2 producers. One of them's Filoni, the other one's Jessica. There's another one who's like, okay, your name is right next to Filoni. If Filoni leaves to do Mandalorian live action and he's out of the animated game, it's in good hands with this new director whose name I forget. I'm sorry to whoever you are, but okay, we got to mentor, you know, the Padawan relationship with the Filoni and this young apprentice. I hope she turns out to be a Luke and not an Anakin. That's my thoughts on the Bad Batch so far. Doing pretty good. It's gonna keep my Disney Plus subscription. I canceled it right after the last episode of Falcon Winter Soldier. When it expires, I'll re-up just to finish up with Bad Batch because I gotta reward good things. And it doesn't cost that much for Disney Plus, but if it did, best believe I'd be dropping it. Like I'm dropping a lot of comic books.